Marc Andre Fleury has been on a bit of a farewell tour the past few weeks, with teams all across the league acknowledging the legendary career he's had. But it didn't seem like Fleury would get one final chance to say goodbye at home, given that Game 82 for the Wild was a crucial one where they needed at least a point to cement their spot in the playoffs, resulting in the Wild needing to start their #1 goalie in Filip Gustavsson. And that turned out to be a good decision considering how low-scoring this game was. Going into the final minute of the game, the Wild were down 2-1, desperately needing a goal to send this game into overtime to secure their playoff spot. And that's exactly what they would do. With Zuccarello, Boldy, and Erikssonek connecting on this gorgeous tic-tac-toe play to tie the game with just 20 seconds left in regulation. And with the game now going into overtime, the Wild had officially clinched a playoff spot, as that point would put them out of Calgary's reach in the standings, meaning that the outcome of the overtime no longer had any significance in the standings. Win or lose, the Wild's matchup against Vegas was set, and that would set the stage up perfectly for this.
How about this for a finish? Marc Andre Fleury looks like he'll come in to play the overtime for Minnesota.
Against all odds, Marc Andre Fleury would end up getting one final farewell at home by taking over the Wild net for the overtime. This was just so perfect. The game no longer had any importance for either team, which allowed the entire spotlight to be on one of the greatest goalies to ever play the game. And the crowd was absolutely loving this as well, serenading Fleury the entire OT.
Sharks, but this guy still has something to prove, and with that point, the Wild makes sure he's got an opportunity to play more games.
And as he always has throughout his career, Fleury held up his end of the bargain, giving us some vintage Fleury moments one last time.
Overtime in St. Paul. Gauthier against Fleury, and a save by Fleury! On the kill, Lacombe to Carlson. And Fleury with a sprawling stick save.
The glove going, like Fleury's on.
Carlson fires, and Fleury has to give the post one last pass. It's got everything.
The guy pulled out all his signature moves in what will very likely be the last time we see him in NHL action. The flying poke check, the sprawling pad stack, and one final show of affection to his best friend. And to top it all off, Matt Boldy would win the game for the Wild in the dying seconds of OT, giving Fleury win number 575, capping off one of the greatest goalie careers in NHL history in the most fitting way possible. From Gustafsson selflessly wanting Fleury to take the overtime, to Fleury's unorthodox saves, and then the win, you just couldn't write a better way to cap off a career. Obviously, the Wild are now in the playoffs, so there is a possibility that Fleury potentially sees some action in the postseason if Gustafsson gets injured. But if this was the final time we see him in action, it was perfect.